What is up, everybody? How we doing? This is a unique situation today that we're bringing it to you live with the guest in-house. Literally, we're in home doing this interview, but the main thing that I want to get into is we're back. We took a week off last week, but we are back with the Elevate Beyond show. Here we are, episode 7, and we have a very, very special guest. But before I introduce her, I just want to check in with you guys and wish you a great day. Whenever it is that you're listening to this, make sure you're putting a smile on your face, get happy, get glad, and do something that makes you feel good. Whether that's give somebody a compliment, whether that's putting a smile on someone's face, whether it's walking someone across the street, whether it's opening a door for somebody, do something that makes you happy, put a smile on your face. I think I'm inspired to say that because of our guest here today. And as some of you may know, the wonderful woman sitting next to me is someone very special to me. She is an adjunct professor at the University of Southern California. She is a child development specialist. She is a psychotherapist and clinical social worker. She is a lot of amazing things, but most importantly, she is my mom. And I'm very, very excited to have her live from the Elevation Station on episode 7 of the Elevate Beyond show. So, Mom, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me today.
Of course.
I'm excited.
Of course. So, real quick for everybody that's listening right now, or whenever you listen, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and we'll make sure that either myself or my mom answer them during the episode, or if it's not posted during the live show, we'll make sure to get back after. So, Mom, let's talk.
Okay.
Let's talk. What has been the journey up to this point? And I'm 25, so you can start before that. And then get all the way up to the 25 years that I've been alive.
Okay, boy, that's a big question for a short amount of time. So the journey in terms of my career and my success truthfully started when I met your dad, when I met Dave.
He's a great guy.
He is. And actually, before that, when I was in college, I knew I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have a family. And I couldn't decide if I should go into finance or if I should go into child development. And guess what I chose?
Child development.
Child development. And I had an opportunity to be a part of a great program, a mental health specialist program within child development and my bachelor's. And I did that because I wanted to basically learn how to be a decent mom. Now, hopefully, Jonah and Jake will say that happened. But I ended up going on a career path and did a lot of great things along the way. But my number one reason for going on my journey was because I wanted to learn how to be a decent mom.
Well, I can say, living this truth, that you have done a great job for me and Jonah. And that's why we're talking about it today. So your career's been through a lot. Yeah. There's been a lot of ups. There's been a lot of downs. What's been the one consistent thing or things that continues to drive you each and every day?
Truthfully, what has driven me through grad school, what drove me through getting my license in clinical social work, what drove me to be to have a start and create and can have a private practice for almost 30 years, to supervise, to consult, to be an adjunct professor for 20 years in a couple of months. It's 20 years. Everything that has, and I was a clinical director at one point of a nonprofit facility for high-risk youth. Everything that drives me is always my family. Everything that has always driven me has been you and Jonah and Daddy.
And we appreciate that. We really do. So your family is a big deal. You went into your field of work because of the desire to be a great mom. Family is very important to you. What are some traits that you think a good family possesses, or what are some good traits that people can have as they grow a family or try to get closer with their own family?
That's a really good question. One of the things that I do when I'm working with families, because I've done a lot of family therapy over the years too, and a lot of things that I talk to families about is really helping them communicate with each other and be honest. Sometimes honesty can be hard, and it can be scary and it can be painful, but it's so important to communicate it in a way that's respectful, genuine, and honest. And one thing I always say to family members, and this works for any relationship, and all my students out there have heard me say this too, is when you're talking to people, validate, 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 ask or say what you're gonna say.
So communication.
Communication.
That's gonna be the number one takeaway from here. So if you're listening right now, communication in family and any type of relationship is going to be your key to continue to build it. And I think that's very true because our whole family has been always based off open communication. And it's better to be open and honest with someone than to lie and someone else find out, right?
Absolutely.
I know when I was little, I would try to be as honest as possible because I always knew the punishment would be less doing it that way than if I was to lie and try to make something else up.
This is true.
So you're a very compassionate person.
Yes.
I believe that as your son, but also a lot of people who have met you believe you're a compassionate person. Now, when you're not having a good day, whether you're not feeling well, whether you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever it is, you're not feeling well, how do you go about and make sure that you still put on a show for everyone else and put them before yourself?
Wow. One of the things that I remember is that I've got to take care of me so that I can take care of other people. And this is in every aspect of my career as well as a mom and as a partner with my husband. Ask me your question again.
If I can remember it.
I know.
The question was, how do you, when you're not having a good day or not
Right.
feeling well, show compassion and really elevate your game around other people?
I work really, really hard to center myself, practice some mindfulness, but not like, I don't get all into meditation, Zowie kind of stuff. That's just not me, but I like to be able to center myself and give myself a few minutes to accept and acknowledge who I am, what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. I don't deny it. It's there, and then I put it right here, and then I do what I need to do.
How important is acceptance to our own truth?
Oh my gosh. Acceptance is one of the most important components, and that's not just because I'm a social worker and a psychotherapist and all of that, but acceptance in every relationship, but acceptance of yourself is so important. And it doesn't mean you're going to like all parts of yourself, but accepting yourself and knowing that there's good and bad inside of you and that that's okay, and you work on the parts that maybe aren't your strengths, and you work on your relationships, but acceptance of yourself and acceptance of others. And acceptance doesn't mean agree with. Acceptance means, hey, I'm okay, you're okay, let's go forward and let's have a conversation and let's succeed.
Let's succeed. Success is a big part of this show, and success is defined in a lot of different ways. If you had to describe what your definition of success is, what would it be?
My definition of success is that everything that I do in some way, shape, or form has a positive impact on the people around me. And that if I have a sense that that's happening, even if people aren't realizing it at the time, if I have a sense that what I'm doing is helping people move forward, then I feel successful.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And as you go through life as a mom and as someone who's evolving her career and going through different aspects of your life now, how has your definition of success changed from when you started your career?
Well, my definition of success has changed a little bit in that, as you know, and a lot of people know, I've had to adjust. I closed my office after almost 30 years. I do still do some online work in terms of consultation and supervision, and I teach online and all of that, but I've had some health issues, and so part of my definition of success has had to be incorporating how I accept my limitations, while I still do as much as I can to help the people around me.
Very good. So we have a couple more questions.
Okay.
But before we do any of that stuff, I want to just acknowledge you, Mom. for coming on the show.
I feel acknowledged.
You feel acknowledged, yes. I am accepting of you.
Thank you. And I of you.
Thank you. And it's awesome to know for me in my life that I have someone like you who's always looking out for me. She's always putting me first and always trying to help me achieve my definition of success. And I think that it's really important for you in all of your relationships, not just for a mother-son relationship, but in all aspects of your relationship, to have that transparent communication, but to also support each other in their endeavors.
Right.
Even if you don't agree with somebody, I think it's really important that you acknowledge their opinions and their beliefs, and you figure out a way to support them in the best way that you can. So I acknowledge you for teaching me all of that, because none of that would have been said if it weren't for you in 25 years of listening to your great work. And then if we go into a couple more questions, but how can people get in touch with you?
Sheri Kelfer at att.net, Kelfer at usc.edu. What's my Instagram?
It's at Sheri Kelfer.
At Sheri Kelfer. Everything is Sheri Kelfer.
Okay, great. So if anybody wants to talk with my mom, just like me, she's an open book. She loves communicating with people. I would highly suggest you guys reach out to her for anything. You know, we're here, the Kelfers are here to elevate you. You know, we want to be a part of your journey, and my mom is just one of those amazing people that would be able to answer a phone or answer an email for anything you're going through right now. So to wrap up today, Mom, you know, what is next for you? What do you see coming up in the short-term future? What do you like to do right now?
Well, I've been working on some photography, and someday I've written a couple of articles, but someday there will be a book. It's something that's been on my mind. I've got the outline ready. It's coming. Jake's book has motivated me to even though I've been wanting to write a book for a long time, but maybe a book about parenting. And I would love one day, I still have this awesome goal to one day create and get approved a parenting license. Like we gotta have a driver's license, we gotta have a fishing license, we gotta have licenses for so many things, but not for parenting. It makes no sense to me. So that would be one thing that would be of course culturally accepting and non-biased and all of that, and I've got ideas for that. So those are some ideas going forward.
That sounds wonderful. And right before we leave, I believe in the background here, we're actually at the Kelfer residence filming this. In the background here, there's some images of some plaques and movies. Now, there's two movies that I believe are mentioned here. It's A Wonderful Life, which is up top,
right,
and then A Wizard of Oz, which is right just above us. Which one of those is your favorite movie?
The absolute favorite, believe it or not, is It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Well, everybody, this is episode 7 of the Elevate Beyond show. I'm your host, Jake Kelfer, and this is my wonderful mom, Sheri Kelfer.
Eddie.
And I'm so happy you were able to join us, and I hope you guys got some great value out of this one. If you liked it, go ahead, tell your friends to share it. Go ahead and screenshot that you're listening to it and tag us in your Instagram stories at Jake Kelfer, at Sheri Kelfer. We'd love to communicate. Otherwise, we will see you next week on the next episode of the Elevate Beyond show.
Thanks,
Take care, everybody.
Bye.